Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa and Associates. For a consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.
Hello, my name is Mary Campbell, legal assistant at the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, and your presenter with this week's immigration news. We begin with Kamala Harris has an opportunity to reframe the immigration conversation as the Democratic nominee for president. As the country continues to dissect the ramifications from President Joe Biden's decision to drop out of the presidential race, the attention has quickly shifted toward Vice President Kamala Harris. While she has not been confirmed as the nominee for the Democratic ticket, she has obtained commitments from most of the required delegates, received key endorsements from party leaders, and has not had a rival publicly contest the nomination. It seems likely that Harris will be the new Democratic nominee for president. This change in nominee has reinvigorated the Democratic base. Harris received $81 million in donations in the 24-hour period after the announcement, the highest single-day total for any presidential candidate. This newfound energy also opens an opportunity for the Democratic nominee to change the narrative around immigration. State Department streamlines temporary visas for college-educated non-citizen workers, but questions remain about its impacts. Some immigrants who have graduated from college in the United States and have a pending job offer will have an easier time receiving a temporary employment-based visa, thanks to recent changes from the Biden administration. This will include deferred action for childhood arrivals, DACA, beneficiaries, and other college-educated non-citizens. The Department of State, DOS, updated its guidance on July 15 to consular officers for recommending waivers related to temporary or non-immigrant visas. About a month ago, the Biden administration announced 2 initiatives to streamline bureaucratic processes, preventing many undocumented immigrants from obtaining legal status. As part of one of those initiatives, the administration modified its consular guidance to address uncertainty for those who travel abroad for an interview and must request a waiver for previous immigration-related infractions. This update primarily benefits non-citizens who might qualify for employment-based temporary work visas. Why are border crossings at their lowest level in 4 years? Border crossings are at their lowest in 4 years. Is the Biden administration's executive action working as intended, or is there another factor at play? Apprehensions at the U.S.-Mexico border spiked to a record 250,000 in December 2023, but they've been falling since then. Beginning in January 2024, a crackdown by Mexico with the goal of wearing out migrants has made it harder for people to get to the U.S. border. As a result, border apprehensions have dropped every month of 2024 so far. This decline only accelerated in June when the Biden administration instituted a new rule which has led Border Patrol to turn away thousands of asylum seekers. This precipitous drop has sent border crossings to the lowest level in 4 years. It also reflects the fragile state of asylum seekers, caught in an increasingly tight bias between state pressure and rising desperation. Meanwhile, in New York, missed mail is complicating migrants' immigration cases. Exacerbated by shelter deadlines, migrants can receive mail at the city's shelters, but many face difficulties tracking down important correspondence, legal service providers and advocates report. This issue has intensified since the city imposed restrictions on the length of stays for both adults and families with children. Families with children are subject to 60-day limits in shelters, after which they must reapply for another placement. Adults and childless couples can stay for either 30 or 60 days, depending on their age, and must then meet specific criteria to qualify for extended time. City Hall did not clarify how long migrants' mail is retained after they move out, but migrants and legal service providers indicated it is typically held for 2 weeks post-transfer. Advocates suggest child care to reduce immigrant children selling candy on subways. Advocates are calling for improved child care options to address the issue of immigrant children selling candy on subways. A recent survey revealed that over 80% of vendors expressed a desire to pursue different employment, but were hindered by the lack of child care availability. The advocates argue that providing accessible child care could help families transition to more stable and secure jobs. In other news, USCIS revises criteria for immigrant entrepreneurs. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has revised the requirements for the International Entrepreneur Parole Program, imposing stricter investment and revenue benchmarks for immigrant entrepreneurs seeking to participate. Federal government argues against immigration organizations standing to sue over 2020 asylum rule. The federal government argued before a D.C. federal judge that 2 immigration advocacy groups lack standing to challenge a Trump-era rule that restricted asylum eligibility, asserting that the rule does not directly impact the organizations. Class action filed against ICE contractor over family separations. A father and son, separated for 6 years under the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy on unlawful border crossings, have filed a proposed class action lawsuit against the private contractor responsible for transporting children. They seek compensation for the emotional trauma endured by affected families. Somalia temporary protected status extended and redesignated. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, announces that the Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary, is extending the designation of Somalia for temporary protected status, TPS, and redesignating Somalia for TPS for 18 months, beginning on September 18, 2024, and ending on March 17, 2026. This extension and redesignation allows Somali nationals and individuals having no nationality who last habitually resided in Somalia, who have been continuously residing in the United States since July 12, 2024, and who have been continuously physically present in the United States since September 18, 2024, to apply or re-register for TPS. And finally, do 287D agreements with ICE make communities safer? Texas SB 4 set the tone for the national discourse around immigration enforcement. Since then, certain states have felt emboldened to create their own immigration enforcement regimes, like Iowa and Oklahoma, which enacted equally strict copycat bills. Other states sought to strengthen the cooperation between local law enforcement agencies and immigration enforcement entities, such as U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, through more established methods. Thank you.
Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa and Associates. For consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.